Hello everyone, my name is Entrepreneur. I'm a funded, paid out, and profitable trader with TopStep. Today I'm doing an overview of TopstepX, how to set up a dashboard within TopstepX, how to set up your charts, and how to be ready essentially to take your first trade with TopStep. This video is great for beginners, great for people who are new to TopStep and need to set up their dashboard, or it is also for someone who's been using it for a while and just wants to see how somebody else sets their dashboard up. That being said, let's get right into it. I'm going to start by using a default TopstepX dashboard. Right when you load into TopstepX for the first time, you're going to see something very similar to this. And let me kind of just give an overview of how the TopstepX dashboard works. So you have something in the dashboard called a layout. The layout is just going to be the preset of how everything is configured on your dashboard. We have components and we have layout. So all of these individual boxes are essentially components. You can also combine components together to create this browser effect where you can tab between them. I am a very bare bones trader. I like everything to be straightforward, minimize clutter. So what I do is I minimize the amount of components I have possible. I want the fewest possible distractions when I'm taking a trade. I just want information that is necessary, nothing else. So I exit out of a lot of these. And to do that, you just click the little X. We exit out of that, time and sales, exit out of the DOM, and now we're left with the chart and then that little like kind of tab thing that we're talking about before. And what I like to do is I like to combine them to one. So to do that, you're just going to click and drag this chart and drag it to that component bar. And now we kind of have everything concatenated together and have a nice, helpful hotbar we can click through. And then in terms of this hotbar, I'm pretty basic with what I like here. I don't like the tilt indicator. I think it's a distraction. I don't use quotes either. So I also close out of that. I use all of these tabs though. The accounts tab will show you your active TopStep accounts, the P&Ls for them, etc. Positions is going to show you any active positions you have open. It's also going to give you the opportunity to close those positions from said tab. Orders is just going to be an overview of all the orders taken on that account. Trades is going to be similar, only it's going to be the actual trades you've made. You could make orders and cancel them, so orders and trades are technically different. And then chart is just what you're looking at. It's going to be whatever chart you're looking at for a given instrument. So that being said, now that we have a layout how we like, let's go ahead and save our TopstepX dashboard layout. To do so, you're going to click this little save layout button in the top right screen. So we're going to click that. Actually, I'm going to do save as new layout since we want to just make this a new fresh layout. So actually click that plus instead, and it's going to be stream example. I guess I've already made it once, so we'll do stream example 1. And now we have a layout. What that does is, so say we go to the default. It's not a good example because it's the same, but so like if I made this default back to refresh, see default chart, and then go back to stream example, it's gonna be exactly the same. So this layout is now set up how we want. It's saved. It's good to go for the future. Now let's start talking about the charts and how we set up our charts. So for some people, the bare bones basic TopStep chart is probably enough. I like to customize my chart for how I feel. So let's get into some of those customizations we can do. To do that, we're going to right click our chart anywhere and we're going to go to the settings option. Now that you're in settings, let's go to this symbol option within the chart tab. So we're on symbol and you're going to see a nice little color palette. And what we're going to do within symbol is we're going to change the colors of our candles. I'm not an ICT trader, but I do sternly believe in white and black candles because I think they are the most emotionless candles there are, and I think they look quite nice when trading. So I personally use body, borders, and wicks, and I make them all white and black. And don't use price lines. Price lines, what that will do is if the candle is down on the previous, it will show a red price line essentially. If it is up on the previous, it will show a black price line. I think it's unnecessary information, however it may be helpful for you. Very minor though. So I do it like that. We go to status line. I don't really touch anything here. It doesn't mean anything to me. For scales, there's only one thing I enabled, and we like that countdown to bar close. We do enable that. What the countdown to bar close does is it will show you how long until the candle the chart is on ends and the next candle forms. So say you're at a 15-minute candle interval and it is 7:13 p.m. There will be a little timer that says 2 minutes and whatever seconds, and that will be how long until essentially is until 7:15 p.m. and that next 15-minute candle starts. Very straightforward. It's a nice little indicator to have. Next, we're gonna go to chart settings. In chart settings, you're going to see some for color customization, and I do utilize this. For the background, I personally like a kind of olive green, something like this. You know, somewhere in this range, like an olive dark green. I think it complements the white and black handle as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and select that. And then for the crosshair, I don't use the dash line, I use the line. And then I go to like blue, this light blue. So it looks a lot better if you can see. It's like a lot clearer, exactly where crosshair is, and that little means a lot to me. And then for the text, I put it on white. I think the white is a little bit more poppy. And yeah, that's about it for color customization. And now you have a pretty basic chart, and essentially with the way we are now, you are ready to trade. However, there's a little bit more I want to get into. Let's go to this preferences button. Under preferences, I use fast data speed. I do the fastest data speed. It's how quick ticks will change. I do fast data speed and I use ticks. I think dollar is kind of a distraction. I think percent is too hard to do the math in your head. Essentially, it's kind of obscure. Ticks is the most straightforward. I use ticks, and I also plot my chart executions. I don't take a ton of trades, so this is fine for me. If you're a high frequency trader, this is going to be very cluttery. So depends how often you're trading, but for me, this is great. That's how I set that up. And yeah, that is pretty much a basic overview how to actually configure the chart. So now you have your great chart, your beautiful chart. Figured, how do we keep this so we don't lose it? Click this little down arrow. We're gonna go to make a copy. We're gonna do stream chart layout example. This is just gonna now. So if I go to load layout and I click metals, you see my little metal layout. Go back to stream. I have too many of them. Chart layout example, that's the one we just made. Chart layout example, you'll see it's the exact same chart we already had. Moreover, you can save layouts that have multiple charts, and this is when things get interesting. So say that we wanted a layout that shows us all the metals. So what we would do is we'd go to 4 for the 4 different metal futures. And then what we can do is we can go gold for this and put them all in 15 minutes. I think 15 minutes is a little bit better for these all. First, let's put these all in 15 minutes. So click through them all, put them in 15 minutes. 15 minutes. And now what we're gonna do is we have gold, now we're gonna silver. Now we're gonna get to copper, copper, and then platinum. And you now have 4 metal charts all lined next to each other. You can kind of compare and contrast the charts together, use it to get more certainty on a trade. Yeah, it's very helpful. It's very helpful to quickly look through and find information for a trade. And what you do again to save that, make a copy, we'd say metal trade, metal chart example. We could do load layout, and then to save it, by the way, you just click it and it saves it. We go to load layout, so we go back to stream example. I didn't save it, I accidentally saved it, that's an accident. Alright, we'll go to default chart, you'll see this big chart, and then go back to load layout, and you'll see metal chart example. In the metal chart example, it's still saved, it's wonderful. And then what you can do at the beginning of the day is, like say I want to look at all the agriculture futures right at the beginning of the day. Go to here and you see all the ag futures right beginning of the day, and you quickly can digest all that information. And it's very helpful for finding trades. And for instance, they all kind of link up, so you can see to the right the crosshairs on every single chart because it shows you that time interval. It's very helpful. It's nice just to kind of click through all the chart layouts. So yeah, I think that essentially concludes the guide for today. We did an overview of TopstepX, how to configure a layout within TopstepX, how I configure my layout in TopstepX. I also showed you how to configure your chart within TopstepX, how to save chart layouts in TopstepX, and have multi-chart layouts additionally in TopstepX. If you guys are interested in more content like this in the future, please like and subscribe.